Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this file. It's pretty cool, pretty sharp, unusual looking thing. But he set his nut factor on 2 inches, and he makes a duplicate and moves it over. There's a line between them. And ironically, in Corel, when you zoom in and out, look, you can see the line, and then sometimes it's thinner on every other zoom. Now, it is exactly 2 by 2. So set your nudge factor on 1.99 and no line. Control D, Control D. Nobody's going to know that 0.1 of an inch. Control D and go down so you won't have any lines. That's a pretty cool. Well, you know what? From a distance, I can see a line right there. See, that's what's so unusual. And there's other ways you can do that. Let's just do this. Let's make sure well, you know what? Let's start over and let's get rid of the line a different way. Well, at least try to get rid of the line. So we're going to set our nudge factor back on 2 inches with nothing selected. And we're going to Control D and move it over, and Control D, and then we're going to Control D and make a duplicate down and down and down. And then we're going to, and you can definitely see the lines now. Now, you could do the rectangle trick with the shape tool, but then you're going to have these little triangular parts of the line showing in whatever color you're going to put behind there. So the other way to do it would be to take a rectangle bigger than the item, take your Smart Fill tool, and let's fill it in with that burnt orange. And then let's nudge that over. Let's get rid of that triangle. And everything else in there is a color. So we're going to Smart Fill that, move it over, and see the triangular parts are gone or indented. Order back a page. Now you do have orange lines. Let's see if we can't get rid of that. If we make them black, then we're going to have black lines. And that's not a totally bad thing. Kind of adds to it in a way. So I don't really, besides nudging it, and you can also see that these are white spots because when we put the black over it, fills them in with black. I did a bad thing. I nudged it. I shouldn't have nudged it. Let's try this. Let's change that to that burnt orange. And let's hold down the control button and let's add a little black. So it's just like I'll get dark burnt orange or more of a burnt orange. That kind of did the trick of getting rid of the lines because they're kind of, yes, that did it good. They're kind of blended into there. Now, it also filled in these white spots. And there's probably a way around that too. Well, let's just do that. I don't know if he wants the white spots or not. So let's do this. First of all, I'm going to move that back. And I'm going to set my nudge factor on to get it all out of the way, 14 inches. And I'm going to have to move that out of the way to get this and then move that back. So that's really the color we want. Now, I'm going to left click, right click, and this is going to be a little bit painstakingly, but take any color. Let's make it a different color so we can definitely see it. And let's fill these in. You know what? And here's a good trick. Let's group this together. Control G. Because then we can move them out of the way. Now let's take that blue. Let me zoom in here. And this might be a little bit overkill, and I don't know if this is what he was asking. But when we do this, you'll still be able to see the white. And normally you could use like find and replace, but this is not there. It's a transparent item. So I don't really know how any other way you could do it but this way. And I don't know. I mean, I might be way off base and he might not care about the color of the. I tell you one thing, it's playing with my eyes. I can't tell the difference between the light and the blue, the white and the blue. And see, those lines aren't actually really there because if they were there, they would be leaking. And we're almost done. Man, it really, I can't zooming in on it with my eyeballs. I can't really tell which is what. Now let's take that and make it out of the way. And let's left click, right click, nudge those out of the way. And now let's use the Smart Fill tool. Let's go ahead and get that burnt orange. Hold down the control button and add that little bit of black to it. And then nudge that over. And then nudge this back. Whoop. Whoop. Go object, order, front of page. See, now we have white little blocks and hardly any line. I mean, we could add maybe a little bit more black to that. And what's the advantage of this? You could nudge that out of the way and just, let's add a little bit more black by holding down the control button. Give it a little bit more. Now we're almost to a brown. And that looks pretty good. That's the way I would do it. And I mean, this is for printing evidently, and I'm not a printer, so I have really no clue. But I like the design there of the what he did with that. Anyway, I hope that answers the question. Thank you for watching.